Now, Sentinels is a 5-part miniseries. It ain't going any issue over that. Trust me, it's 5 and gone, which is a shame. Because if you should be reading anything right now, it should be Sentinels. My name is Dorian. This is SCM Comics. We're continuing our coverage of Sentinels with number 2. Our story starts off with a blast from the past. I feel like I'm back in high school, where you got the Fantastic Four and the Avengers fighting Onslaught. Now, I guess you could say my first event was Age of Apocalypse, but my first Marvel event that involved damn near everybody was Onslaught Saga. I forgot whether it was my junior or senior year. All I remember is we'd be getting ready for the game. We'd hop on the bus. We'd be headed there. Everybody be either listening to music, talking amongst each other. Me, I was knee deep in these comics. I used to get ridiculed about reading these comics. Everybody telling me to grow up. Now it's something cool. Anyway, Vision is talking to this girl and he's trying to tell her we need to get out of here. And she's like, no, my mom says we need to stay, so we're going to stay. And Vision's like, you don't have a wall anymore. We need to go. You're not protected here. And she's still fighting Vision. And Vision does a scan. Look, the EMP that Onslaught put out pretty much tore up your mama's pacemaker. She is dead. And we need to go. And she's like, I know. I just I could carry her too. But again, we need to get out of here. I like how they're looking back and going over the aftermath of past events. Because when you're reading the comic, all you're seeing is how the villain is affecting the superheroes. But you don't see how it affects everybody else. Professor Xavier's Onslaught killed a lot of people, which is crazy to think about. But that was a memory from Drumfire, our newest Sentinel. And she is trying to cope with it by being drugged up. Whatever they're giving the Sentinels, I guess she took a double dose because she don't want to be coherent at all. So then the team leader Lockstep walks in and he has a control collar and he's like, we need to get this on the target no matter what, because that's what neutralizes his power. Now the target is Sebastian Shaw. I'm not going to say it. That's who it is. And then to make matters worse, we got to go into Bagalia. Hope I pronounced that right. Which is a country ran by bad guys for bad guys. I guess that's Marvel saying we use Madripoor too much. We need another country to use besides Madripoor. Then he's like, hey guys, it gets worse. The target, Sebastian Shaw, has done something so f***ed up that he is now in a prison designed by bad guys, ran by bad guys, for bad guys. Hydra is running this prison. If that tells you anything. And it's 300 meters underground. So Graymalkin can't see or hear anything. So we're going in blind. And we'll stay blind until hopefully we come out with the target. Hopefully. And 17 minutes later, we see Voivod getting thrown through a wall and getting his butt handed to him by Sebastian Shaw. And Sebastian Shaw is on his game. He's like, you tragic and soon to be screaming halfwit. You just try to overpower me, a living capacitor, with a really big gun? And Voivod, who is being choked out by Sebastian Shaw, goes, joke's on you, pal. Can't scream if I can't breathe. So then all these Sentinel nanites start to attack Sebastian Shaw. And that is Lockstep trying to help out Voivod by sending his nanites, which is pretty much his suit, to try to do something to Sebastian Shaw, but that leaves him exposed. And right now, he's in the middle of a prison riot. Sawtooth is trying to fight her way through a crowd. She's beating up inmates and guards. And then you got Drumfire, who's somewhere in the sub-basement. So Sebastian Shaw takes those nanites that are crawling on him, crushes them, and then puts them in Voivod's mouth. He just beating this dude down. And then he explains to him how doesn't matter what the situation is, anytime he's put into a cage, he makes it into his castle. So then Voivod's like, that's funny. Anytime I'm getting my ass beat and you are beating my ass, I tend to do this. And he blows himself up. So then Sawtooth runs through a brick wall with some Hydra agents dangled on her. One falls off, the other one is still hanging on, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? We just ran through a brick wall. Fall off already. So as she ran through the wall, she now sees Voivod, who is blown the hell up, and she sees Sebastian Shaw wrecking shop because obviously he just absorbed all that energy, so now he's bigger and badder than ever. So she runs to him, crushes a Hydra agent as she's running to him, like that dude is dead or at least paralyzed. Once she gets to him, she's like, you gotta stop blowing yourself up. And he's like, it's cool, you know, ever since that green punk T-boned my tank, like I feel like I've been on borrowed time anyway. And he's talking about World War Hulk. Like, you don't want to run into the Hulk on any day, but especially when he was World War Hulk. Oh my goodness gracious, the maddest he's ever been. He was taking people out. So she knocks down Sebastian Shaw. Lockstep's nanites go back to him, which is good because, like I said, he's in the middle of a prison riot, and he starts taking out some of the prisoners and the guards. He has been steady trying to talk to Drumfire. She's downstairs in the sub-basement, and right now she's having hallucinations. She's seeing Onslaught, and Onslaught said, I need, and all she goes is, you need. And she's like, you killed my mom, and she blasts Onslaught. But she didn't blast Onslaught, she blasted a Hydra agent, who should be dead now. So then we go back up where Sebastian Shaw is tearing up Sawtooth's suit. She's trying to protect Voivod, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a hand goes across Sebastian Shaw, and he starts getting cold. She's doing the same thing that she did to Omega Red and Graymalkin. She's pretty much freezing him, to the point to where Sebastian Shaw's like, she's killing me. And then Lockstep has to step in and go, look, we're supposed to be bringing back a prisoner, not a popsicle. And then their ride, which is a traditional Sentinel, crashes into the prison to come pick him up. And then we cut to Westchester, where Lockstep is having, looks like breakfast with his son. And his son is digging a waitress, who is a mutant. So Lockstep's like, so you need to quit staring. And his son's like, don't you like hunt down mutants for a living? And he goes, no, we don't just hunt down mutants. And besides, my boss is a mutant. So then the son is like, but you still hunt down a lot of mutants. So then Lockstep's like, look, the mutants got their own island and pretty much told the world to go kiss their asses, which was in their rights. But now the island's gone, the mutants are back, and some of them are down in the dumps and very dangerous. We take care of those mutants. And then we see that his son has a Dazzler World Tour shirt on, so his son is definitely into mutants. But he's pretty much like, the reason why I came here is because mom borrowed some money from some people that you shouldn't borrow money from to save the house. Now they want their money back plus interest, and we need your help. But now we cut to Graymalkin, where we have Larry Trask is bragging to the heifer how he caught the Black King. And the heifer's like, yeah, okay, you want a cookie? Gotcha. And hangs up the phone. And she's talking to her scientist. She's like, we got to do our own Sentinel program because I can't stand that motherfucker. So they're using dogs. And this dog comes out and he starts to do his thing. But all of a sudden, he starts attacking his own implants. And then he dies of a heart attack. So I don't know if it was an AI talking to her or like another employee. But he's like, or they're like, I apologize, Miss Ellis. That's the heifer's real name. And they're trying to like comfort her. And she's like, just give me another fucking dog. The heifer is feisty. Now, normally this is where I would end the video. But the next issue, they're going to be going after Paknadel, who they say is the biggest and baddest mutant of them all. Now, if Paknadel has none of his powers, which we haven't seen him at all in X-Men, then yeah, they could probably get him. But if he has just a fraction of his powers, they have officially bit off way more than they can chew.